From the crystal ball, the fortune teller saw that I might face imprisonment. However, I have already experienced this kind of thing before. When I was about to leave the divination room with an unhappy mood, the diviner hurriedly told me another result of the divination. Next, the Silver Dragon Queen and I headed to the last stop of our date, the beach. I was walking on the beach with her while chatting. At this moment, she mentioned the dream talk I had said a few days ago, which surprised me a lot. After Leon placed his hands on the fortune teller's crystal ball, the inside of the ball began to change and emitted a purple light. In no time, the fortune teller gradually became able to see the information brought to her by the crystal ball. She placed her hands on both sides of the crystal ball and gradually guided it to continue presenting other information. She showed a very excited expression and said to Leon, "Oh, I see it. Iron railing. Weeds. Sir, I see that you will face imprisonment." Upon hearing the fortune teller's divination results, Leon felt very unhappy. He moved his hands away from the crystal ball and frowned slightly as he looked at the fortune teller. Huh? He didn't expect the fortune teller to divine what had happened to him before. Regarding the divination result, Roswitha couldn't help but laugh out loud. She was very amused by Leon's fate. After all, she was the one who personally imprisoned him. Since the divination result is already known, the fortune teller seized the opportunity and quickly introduced Leon to the methods she knew that could solve bad luck. She smiled at him and raised her index finger, shaking it and saying to him, "For only 100 gold coins, I can help you escape this prison disaster." However, Leon did not immediately agree to the help of the fortune teller. He furrowed his brow slightly and crossed his hands in front of his chest. He said to the fortune teller with a slightly angry tone, "Actually, I have already experienced it." He was very disappointed with the fortune teller's divination ability. Roswitha mocked him while patting his shoulder a few times. She turned her head to look at him and joked with him. "If you need to spend money to avoid disaster, I can provide you with financial support." Leon is very dissatisfied with the divination results this time. He stood up from the chair with an unhappy mood, preparing to leave the divination room. He said to Roswitha, "Let's go. We shouldn't play this kind of trick." Roswitha looked at Leon and also stood up with him. The fortune teller felt a little nervous when he noticed that Leon and Roswitha wanted to leave the divination room. Roswitha caught up with Leon's footsteps and walked with him towards the door of the divination room. The fortune teller hurriedly looked at the other divination contents displayed on the crystal ball, then raised his head to look at Leon and Roswitha. She told them another divination result of the crystal ball, hoping they wouldn't leave here so quickly. "Wait, don't go. I can foresee other things." "Oh, I see it. You will have children in the future." "This is true. I'm not lying to you. I definitely didn't make a wrong prediction. You really have children in groups." The fortune teller reached out her hand with a sad expression to Leon and Roswitha, hoping that they could stay and continue listening to her detailed introduction of the divination results. However, due to the divination results just now, Leon no longer wants to believe in her divination. He and Roswitha lifted the curtain of the divination room and left together. After returning to the commercial street of Sky City, Leon still felt very dissatisfied with the results told to him by the fortune teller. He crossed his hands in front of his chest and was sulking alone. Upon seeing Leon's reaction to the divination results, Roswitha secretly revealed a mischievous smile. She slowly followed behind Leon and asked him, "Why don't you keep playing?" Leon looked at Roswitha with a skeptical expression and spoke to her about what the fortune teller had just said. "Did you hear her last words? We will have children in the future. Do you think it's possible to happen?" Roswitha placed her hand on her chin and pondered for a moment. Well, it's really impossible. She believed that Leon's idea was also reasonable. Roswitha quickly walked to Leon's side and walked side by side with him. She is in a very good mood now. But today, I experienced a lot of things that I haven't done before. This feels good too. After becoming the queen of the Silver Dragon clan, Roswitha had very little time to come out and experience what ordinary people would do, let alone take Muin and Noah out to play. For Noah's essay, she temporarily set aside her queenly status today and spent the day experiencing life as an ordinary couple with Leon. It's like we're really dating. Roswitha smiled and turned her head to look at Leon. Leon felt a little shy in the face of Roswitha's gaze. He turned his head away, avoiding direct eye contact with her. He stuttered to her, "Glad you like it." After walking on the commercial street for a while, Roswitha asked Leon about their next itinerary. "Where are we going next?" Leon raised his right hand and said the last item on his date list to Roswitha. The last stop of the date is to go to the beach to watch the sunset. Not far behind them, Muin gently held Noah's hand and quietly followed Leon and Roswitha with her. She imitated Leon's movements and raised her hand high, whispering softly, "Dragon Squad, follow them." This is a beach not far from the Sky City. It's already dusk at this moment. The sunset dyed the blue seawater orange. The waves constantly wash the beach and bring some cute shells and starfish to the beach. The sound of the waves is gentle and rhythmic, which slowly relaxes one's mood. Leon and Roswitha have arrived at this beach. Leon placed his hands on his waist and confidently said towards the sea, "Today, the last stop of our date is the beach." Behind them, Noah and Muin quietly hid behind a big tree and continued to observe them silently. Anna, who had always been their guardian in the shadows, now stood shoulder to shoulder with them. At this moment, Roswitha felt that the atmosphere on this beach seemed a bit off. She turned her head to look at Leon and asked him, "Don't you think the atmosphere here is a bit too intimate?" Roswitha looked around the beach and found that all the people who came here were couples. Some couples sit together on the beach and enjoy the sunset scenery by the seaside. Due to the perfect atmosphere between them, some couples couldn't help but give each other a kiss. Some couples wear swimsuits and run into the sea to play together. This beach is filled with a strong atmosphere of intimacy, which makes Roswitha feel uncomfortable. Upon seeing the beach filled with couples, Leon felt a bit embarrassed. Haha, no wonder it's called a dating paradise. Let's go for a walk in a place with fewer people. Leon took Roswitha for a walk in a place with fewer people. At this moment, the sky is like an overturned palette. Although the blue of the sky and the orange of the sunset are all mixed together, They do not become turbid, but flow quietly on the skyline. As Roswitha walked, she happily kicked the small stones on the beach. Coincidentally, the sunset shone on the silver hair of Roswitha. Leon turned his head to look at Roswitha, mesmerized by the scene at this moment. He secretly observed her and silently said in his heart, "The sunset dyes Roswitha's silver hair a pale golden hue. It's a bit interesting." At this moment, Roswitha noticed Leon's gaze.